All right, man. Penn State is once in trouble again after the whole Jerry Sandusky thing. That whole situation, they back in the news after a freshman named Isaiah Humphries makes some huge allegations against the university and their head coach James Franklin. Let's talk about it. We back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. This story broke yesterday. I forgot to talk about it, but I dropped the article link from TMZ in the description where I'm getting the story from. Everything is reported. It's alleged innocent until proven guilty. All parties that are accused, which is Penn State. And it says Penn State accused of violating sexual hazing, accused of violent, sexual hazing going to Sandusky U. And I'll explain that a little bit. But let's talk a little bit about the article. It says a former Penn State football player is suing university, claiming the star players violently hazed younger players and made sexual threats, invoking noted child rapist Jerry Sandusky. The man behind the suit is Isaiah Humphries, a defensive back who says he accepted a full scholarship in Penn State at the beginning in 2018. He now is transferred to Cal, I believe. But Humphries says his life as a nifty lion was hell, and several upperclassmen players, Damian Barber, Micah Parsons, another one named Gross Matos, can't pronounce his first name, Jesse Lukta, leading campaign of hazing against newer players. FYI, Micah Pearson is a star player. He was defensive player of the Cotton Bowl, MVP in the 2019 Cotton Bowl. According to Humphries, the lawsuit of upperclassmen intended to make the new guys there be from the get-go, telling them this is prison. He claims the upperclassmen also made threats against the new guys, saying things like, "I'm going to mess you up. I'm going to Sandusky you. This is Jerry." Okay. Here comes some of the things on the screen, which I'm about to read in a minute. The last Sandusky quotes obviously referred to the disgraced Penn State football coach who was convicted of sexually assaulting many young boys at the school's athletics facilities. The allegations get much worse from here. Here's a list of the lawsuits you see on your screen. Upperclassmen wrestled lowerclassmen to the ground and placed their private areas on their face and of the lowerclassmen. Upperclassmen would hold down a lowerclassman and present his private area close to the face of a lowerclassman and stroke his private area, simultaneously stimulating the action, of ejaculation. Humphries claimed an upperclassman would put his private areas on your buttocks of the lowerclassman and stroke again and stimulate masturbation. All right. Sometimes while the victim was naked in the locker room showers, upperclassmen would grab the lowerclassman's genitals. All right. Humphrey claims he and his father reported the hazing to a member of the Penn State coaching staff, including head coach James Franklin, but nothing was done by the team at all. However, Humphrey says Penn State University Office of Sexual Misconduct Prevention and Response launched into its own investigation after receiving anonymous complaints and ultimately found that Damian Barber violated school rules by hazing. Barber was suspended for the first game of the 2019 season for violations of team rules. The team never publicly specified why Barber was suspended. Hate that word. Ultimately, Humphrey says he had enough and transferred out of Penn State of the university to the University of Cal, where he currently plays for the Bears. There's more. Humphrey claims that he was threatened by Jesse Lukta, that if Humphries ever visited his city, he would make a certain that he was gunned down upon arrival. Humphries is suing Penn State, James Franklin, Damian Barber for negligence and intentional infliction of emotional distress. He also suing Barber individually for assault and battery. Okay. And he says they got an update on this as well. Penn State is now weighing in on the lawsuit, telling TMZ Sports, claiming the university did a job by thoroughly investigating the allegations and taking appropriate action. So Penn State did come back and say something. The university has established a process in place of responding to claims of potential misconduct, a spokesperson said. In accordance with our process, the Office of Sexual Misconduct Prevention and Response and the Office of Student Conduct carried out an investigation of the plaintiff's claims independent from the intercollegiate athletics. In addition, Penn State police investigated related allegations and forwarded the results of the investigations to the Office of the Central County District Attorney. The DA reviewed the case and decided no charges should be pursued. So, basically, they said they held their own little individual investigation with the district attorney. They said nothing could be done. So we'll see. Was it a situation when you were in small college towns or you in small high school towns that the college or somebody at the college or the high school might have so much pull that they can cover it up? So obviously, Isaiah Humphries is suing. And, you know, at the end of the day, man, you see movies like Burning Sand. You see, you know, some fraternities and sororities getting kicked off of campus for hazing. If you ain't seen Burning Sands, I believe it still may be on Netflix. And it's unfortunate that hazing is still going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't think this kid will make this stuff up. Maybe he put a little bit of hot sauce on top of the story. Maybe he stretched the truth a little bit. I don't know. But for somebody to come up with this detailed statement and the university not to do nothing, you know, power to him. I had a friend that had a scholarship, a partial scholarship to play baseball at Penn State, man. And, you know, he couldn't stay long because he couldn't afford it. But, you know, I didn't hear anything bad about it. But you think a university that just went through the things with Sandusky would be very, very sensitive and very reactive and responsive to that situation. And ultimately, Joe Paterno ended up knowing what happened. And he ended up passing away from the stress. And the university is bouncing back. They got James Franklin there. You want to see a brother do well, but, you know, if this is a situation that he not doing nothing and they sweeping this under the rug and hazing is been frowned upon on top of what happened at that university beforehand with Jerry Sandusky, and they that insensitive to a freshman and they didn't, you know, try to nip this in the bud and make him feel comfortable, and he transferred to Cal, then at this point, Penn State deserved the death penalty. The death penalty. The death blow. You know, the same blow SMU got. They need to learn. This program need to be suspended for a year or two. No playoffs, no nothing. They need to get the right people in there. And I like James Franklin. I know they Big Ten rivals, but I want to see black coaches do well. But if this report is true, you know, Penn State need a new direction. Need to suspend football, get the right guys in place, and they don't need to be insensitive to people's situation. I know people say, this football, it's no crying here, this, that, and the third. But you live in a different society now, man. You know, this is a difference if this is a university that didn't deal with the Jerry Sandusky situation. If this is something new, but still I have a hard time, you know, with all the documentaries that's out there about burning sands and hazing and fraternity sororities getting kicked off the campus for hazing and people dying off hazing and stuff for that situation. To still have hazing, to still have bullying, to still have all this going down at a college, you know, it may be a big college, HBCU, a public university, private university. I think it's pure ignorance, and they had a little near miss. They deserve the death blow. You know, they deserve the football team to be suspended if this is true. And if it's not true, then at the end of the day, you know, then hey, I apologize. But I'm saying they're innocent until proven guilty. But at the end of the day, I wonder, do he have anybody else that went through the same thing? You know what I'm saying? This is a dude that came to school, wanted to go to school. And some of the things that they were talking about, you know, basically it sounded like they were raping some of the dudes there, you know, against their will. And like I said, man, you know, some people's sexuality in that locker room need to be clarified, man. But, you know, just some of the things that was going on, you know, mentally he may never get over that hurdle. And for him to leave school and go from Penn State all the way to Oakland, California, Berkeley, California, that's a long way. You know what I'm saying? And maybe this might hurt Penn State recruiting. You don't hear something like this and somebody just want to go to school and, you know, be a college kid, get a girlfriend, or sow they Royal Oaks around the university, and you got to deal with all of this. And then the player, he made a threat saying, if you ever come through my town, basically, I'm going to, you know, get you out the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, really? So, unfortunate for the kid. I hope is this true. I hope he get every dime. I hope he a multi-millionaire by the time he ever touched the NFL or by the time he get a working job with his degree, man. But I wish him the best. Hopefully this stuff ain't true, man, because when Penn State good, the Big Ten good. So it's better for the Big Ten. So we'll see, man. I'll link that article from TNZ in the description. To Isaiah Humphries, keep your head up, man, and try to ball out. And hopefully, you know, justice get done and they figure some things out. But don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? That link to the description. Best way to donate is share the video. And let me know what you guys think about the whole situation, the story, and what should happen to Penn State if it's true. And let me know if you think it's true. One time for the one time. Goodfellas Sports TV. We gone.